I got into SCAD. Cool, what does that have to do with Overwatch? So they have some career fairs and job placement events. Whenever they talk about those, Blizzard Entertainment is one of their top studios that they list. So like, I could work at Blizzard. Maybe I should do a video on the portfolio I submitted to SCAD. Maybe I'll do that because they already offered me some scholarships and stuff like that, so that'll be fun to make too. So to celebrate, I am making this video about how much I love Overwatch's character design. Literally just ranting today. I mean, I'm going to go into detail of why I love these character designs and try to analyze them with actual character design jargon and stuff, but I mean, I'll probably end up saying like, they're so goofy, they're so silly a bunch of times. So expect me to say some absolutely incoherent stuff about these designs. I'm just gonna get into a few of my favorite characters also. I'm not gonna do analysis of every single character because this video would end up being hours long. Also, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but all the comics for Overwatch are free to access on the official website. I'm mainly talking about the visual aspects of the characters, so that's a little irrelevant, but please check them out if you have time, because they're just so much fun to read. Maybe comment who your favorite design is in Overwatch also, because I'd really like to hear what your favorites are. Tracer is who I want to talk about first. Tracer is like Sonic the Hedgehog. She's so aerodynamic, and that's so obvious in her design. Okay, so Tracer needs to be very mobile. This is expressed through her leggings, her flat shoes, her hairstyle. You can see that she's a pilot because of the jacket, the glasses, and then she's got this thing, the accelerator, which helps her regulate her time travel abilities. Also, they use contrasting colors really well. In character design or illustration, applying complementary color schemes can get really funky. But like you can see with Tracer, they use one color, orange, overwhelmingly more than the other, which is blue, which brings more attention to the device on her chest. Even though the changes are really subtle, I greatly prefer her Overwatch 2 design. The text on her leggings break up the color really well, her bracers look a lot less clunky, and her shoes no longer look like Crocs. However, I think the white rims on her goggles in Overwatch 1 was neat and brought more attention to her face. Lucio is a DJ. In one of his concept sheets, Lucio has records on the sides of his hips. This was removed, but his current design still kind of evokes this. Although he has headphones and a megaphone to keep in line with the music theming still. I really like that his design in the first one is a lot less armored than most. It makes his outfit look more like street fashion, and also with the mobility thing. He's so fast. And speaking of mobility, roller skates. This is a little irrelevant, but I see a lot of people online say that his hard light roller skates are stolen technology. That is partially true. He did steal the technology, but he stole it back from the people who were oppressing his community. The technology was actually made by his dad. So just saying, oh yeah, he stole it, makes him sound very true neutral. He's literally one of the most morally pure characters in this game, so it kind of bothers me when people portray him like that. This is a character design video though, not a lore video, so I won't go into any more detail about his backstory, but his story is probably my favorite out of all the Overwatch heroes. He absolutely needs a cinematic, and it's a crime that he doesn't already have one. Mercy's design is like angel imagery at its best. There's a halo on both her head and gun. It's also very cool that she's from Switzerland because their flag kind of doubles as the Red Cross, and that plays into her being support. Her design also balances older aesthetics with like the loincloth and the fouls, with Overwatch's more futuristic aesthetic with her shiny plasticky armor. It's just really cool. I think that's really hard to do in character design, and it's just like, it's done so well here. I love it. Okay, listen, I main venture, okay? Their design is easily one of the best of the game, and they're so underrated. Like, why do they only have palette swaps? Like, when will they actually get an actual skin? Venture and Juno literally just have concepts of skin, like nothing else right now.
No, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a
skin.
A lot of Venture's design comes from the fact that they're an archaeologist, so their color scheme uses very earthy colors. Very visibly, they have climbing gear like an ice pick and a harness with a little backpack thingy on the side. Their weapon being a drill is just really neat and well thought out. Like, Blizzard does a good job overall incorporating a character's background into their gameplay, but this to me is the best way they've done it yet. Also, teeth. As someone with visibly messed up teeth, it makes me so happy to see characters who also have messed up teeth who aren't portrayed as just being absolutely hideous. Pharah is a bird. Her posture shows that she's a soldier. The inverted triangle kind of silhouette makes her look very strong. I don't really like her design in Overwatch 2 though. The changes, I mean. Like, it's still a really good job. A really good design. Oh my gosh. It's still a really good design, but like the distribution of color was so much better in the first one. The white on her legs is super confusing. The white makes it so that the highest value in her design is on her legs, so her eyes are drawn there. The overwhelming use of blue in her original design worked really well and brought her eyes to her face with the yellow beak visor. That was the highest part of contrast. Now it's her legs, and it's just visually kind of confusing. I don't know. At first, I thought I preferred Symmetra's design in Overwatch 2 by a lot, but the more I look at each, the more I feel like Overwatch 1 expresses her personality better. But I do want to say, in Salty Fish's video, where he asked people if they felt well represented by Overwatch characters, nationality-wise, the person from India that he interviewed, or it was two people he interviewed, in reference to Symmetra, said that it was kind of weird that Symmetra's thighs are exposed, that if she were to show more skin, it would be more accurate if it were her midriff.
For traditional clothing, I'd say you don't really show that much leg.
Yeah, okay.
I have to agree. She
was wearing one of her other outfits.
I'd say in her ice skating outfit, it's a little closer to the traditional like sari
Oh, okay.
that we wear, just because of the little sash. But yeah, legs are showing. You don't ever show legs, but you do show your stomach.
Okay.
One thing that does not make sense to me is that Symmetra is she's confirmed to be autistic and is described as being very controlling. Like, her personality sounds like she is OCD, basically. Those are very different disorders, but they do have an overlap, so it's not that big of a deal. But what bothers me is that she's supposed to be obsessed with perfection, but then she has a strand of hair out of place in Overwatch 2 model. I might be reading into this, but it just seems really weird to me. Like, there's this inconsistency between her personality and her visual design. Her Overwatch 2 design reads as especially asymmetrical between the cloth leaning more to one side, the two-tone shirt, and the sash. Anyway, some things I do really like about her design though is the visual library it uses. Her headpiece functions as like an arrow pointing towards her eyes, which are highlighted even more so because of her visor. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about some Overwatch designs I like. Please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. It really helps out. If you want more videos in this format, please let me know, because I tried out some new things with this one. So, anyway, I hope you have a really nice day. Goodbye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.